Back in session.
I call the meeting back in session. At this time, no action will be taken.
Okay. So committee reports. Police report.
The call volume for the month of May has increased pretty drastically. Nearly every category, as you can see, saw a spike in calls. Warmer weather, school letting out, and increase in traffic, tourist traffic to and from the Indian Lake region has led to this increase. Most notably, we saw an increase in vehicular traffic with suspended drivers, and as you can see, our overall investigations have gone up pretty good too. Waynesfield's graduation ceremony was held May the 20th. There were no issues there. I can report that. As is usually the case, I don't want to give you the impression that sometimes there are issues, but sometimes we're called in and just to prevent, but there were no issues like that this year. The Memorial Day Parade went well this year, and that parade was well attended, and for one of the few times Mother Nature cooperated, so that was good. Last month, tall grass notices were mailed out to about 15 properties within the village. All but 2 properties were mowed by the property owners or their designees. Both properties mowed by the village were vacant properties. Last thing I have is there was a vacant boat and boat trailer in the village alley between Wayne and Maple Street. That has been removed. The owners have been notified. I'm not even sure the owners know that they're the owners because it was given to someone else. That person passed away and it was kind of abandoned. So they are in the process of being notified by certified mail that they have 10 days to claim the boat and the trailer. If after they've been served or they sign off on it and it remains unclaimed, the village will file for a salvage title and more than likely place it on the govdeals.com website, which is the village auction site. Honestly, it's in really, really bad shape. So I think even if the owners do come and claim it, they may say we don't want it, but that'll be up to them. With that is all I have, unless you want me to speak for the next half hour, and we can make that happen if you want me to.
Thanks, Chief, appreciate it. Administrator's report.
Met with the contractor and the engineer over the walking path project that's been a couple years in planning. That will probably get staked out in July, with construction to start with Deegan Company in early part of August. We've already started removing fencing and working with the county engineer's office, putting a culvert in for a street access to the acquired ground off of Waynesfield Road, and doing that project. Look forward to that coming forth. The Northtown Storm Sewer Project is just about complete, where we've, it was actually a county engineer and commissioner's project by ditch petition, but the village of Waynesfield contributed with grant money to help move that along, and so we're very pleased with the amount of rain that we've seen that it is impacting that area positively, and so we look forward to continual finishing up that project. We've been doing some hole patching. It's been on the topic of everybody, but it was a very wet spring, and then of course having one employee off due to medical and vacations, a little shorthanded. We've just now been able to start kind of addressing those things and making progress on that. Also on that walking path project, just so you know, we coordinated that along with our street paving project. That we did that with a grant along with from the county engineer's office, and that will go in conjunction. So when they're doing the walking path paving, they'll be doing the street grinding and overlay of the streets that's designated. So they'll all go at the same time. And so on the patching of the holes, we're only going to patch in areas that, unless it's just really bad, on designated streets that are going to be paved, because we don't want to spend those monies and then just a couple months later grind it out and overlay it. So we'll be evaluating that. The chief has been assisting us with that since he was in patrol. He kind of lets us know sometimes when they materialize overnight, it seems like.
I have a pothole report somewhere.
Yeah,
Just left it over
he's
there.
really been helpful with that. I do want to say that I give each one of you a list. As you know, that we have items that the village periodically decides that they have no longer use of and that they would like to get rid of. We have an approval already to sell items that we think would be less than $1,000 or so forth. But council had asked that anytime there was an item that could potentially reach $1,000, that they'd like to be notified of that. So along with the chief and the department, we put together a list, not saying that we will put them all out there immediately, but it's kind of so that we don't come back every month and ask for this item or that item. If you would approve it, we'd like for you to approve this list of items just as potential items to sell this summer yet. There are a couple, the chief and I already talked about it because the guys don't always know. There are a couple items on this list that we can't sell. They are items that have to go back. If we choose not to use them, they have to go back. And so every item on here won't be sold, but they didn't know that when they prepared the list. So I'd like for your consideration. If there's any questions.
So what do you need then?
Well, just an approval that this list is an approved list to be put on .gov to be sold.
Okay.
The items that, between myself and the chief, that we approved for selling, along with the mayor's approval, that's usually been parts of it.
I'll make a motion, whatever items on this page is that can be sold, that we've received from the government.
Some of the items were items that the village purchased, that also in there you see, like there may be a truck, there may be a bucket truck, those type items, they're not all from that, but
Yeah.
they are all items that we will probably want to use.
I second it.
Miller,
Yes.
Newland,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Neely, Zimmerman.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Mayor's report, mayor's court, $2,592 was deposited into the general fund for mayor's court for the month of May. It was brought up, I believe it was last meeting, about parking in the tree lawns. So what we have here for your review is a ordinance to regulate parking in the tree lawn or tree belt area. And this is just informational at this point. If you so choose to move forward, just make sure I have the information for you. Good. We're back to the solicitor review. Okay, all I have is go to old business.
Do we have any plans on painting the curbs this summer? Like at the corners and so on?
What we always do, again, with all the projects we've got started, and I mentioned we had an employee that offered a medical condition for 12 weeks and so forth. We're really just catching up. If we are able to do that, unless we would, hire somebody, like high school kids or somebody, or minimum wage or something, just for that, it may be something we have to look at doing later in the year, I think, honestly, just because of the workload we have.
Does council have any problem with the hiring of, either high school or college or whoever wants to do that kind of job, it'd be a minimum wage job, so we can get it completed?
I think it's something we should look at.
Anybody else have any concerns?
So then make it to your discretion if and when.
They would also be qualified to take the placards out on the industrial park sign.
I would assume, yes. Any other old business? Move to new business?
If you wanted this taken care of.
Yeah, it's entirely up to you, but I know that you haven't read it, because the way that ordinance reads, it would prohibit, parking on the tree line unless, by the village administrators and the council's approval to do so otherwise. But I'd like for you to read through it and, next month, you wanna come back and have a reading on it or something, or change it, or whatever you wanna do, or table it, or whatever. Okay. Solicitor report.
Mayor, I'm happy to report that I have nothing to report at this time.
All I have.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Zimmerman,
Yes.
Newland,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Miller,
Yes.
Neely.
Appreciate it.